This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle forecast. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies for the upcoming week, break it down day by day, and let you know how to navigate. So let me start off by asking you, how do you feel? How do you feel after that full moon in Aries? You know, I almost have a nervous giggle or laugh in me because, wow, I don't even know if I have the words. You know, I would say it was certainly interesting, and interesting can encompass so many different things. I think that there was a lot of tension, volatility. There was boundary making. There was strong emotions, possibly crying, restless nights, sleeplessness. How many of you were waking up in the middle of the night multiple times or having vivid dreams that were just like, whoa, like, why am I dreaming this? Or why am I feeling this? I think also a lot of people were going to self-preservation city, as I call it, where, you know, saying things that are not helpful were running rampant, right? And I just want to remind you what self-preservation is, because, you know, from an instinctual standpoint, putting on a jacket in the wintertime when it's cold, that's survival, that's self-preservation. Totally understand that. But sometimes self-preservation has a definition of saying things or doing things that are self-sabotaging, because you want to stay in your comfort zone. And I want to remind you that your comfort zone is really not so comfortable, because if it was, you wouldn't want to leave it. So always remember that your self-talk is super important. I mean, what you think, what you feel, what you do, what you say matters. We're manifesting 24/7. We've been manifesting our entire lives. 100% of your days have been spent manifesting. Please don't forget that, okay? So it's really important that you are conscious of what you're putting out there, because I think that lately in particular, we've been feeling so much mixed energy that we don't know what to do with it. So that's why I would say this energy for this full moon was like coming at you from all different angles. And that's okay. Those are tests. You know, I've been having a lot of conversations lately with people about testing, what it means to be tested. I think sometimes people aren't really aware that they're being tested. They just think, well, why would somebody do this? Or why would somebody do that? Or like, really? They would go that far? Or this would really happen? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why my gift is what it is. You know, I always say I can always understand the bigger picture. I can understand why people do what they do, even if I don't agree with it. I'm able to map it out in my head. And so those of you that have had sessions with me, you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the energies for this upcoming week. Now, on Monday, we have nothing is yet set in stone. And wow, that is an energy that scares people. You know, why is that? Because everybody wants to plan. Everybody wants to know every detail about everything. Now, I'm a former English teacher, and I can tell you that the 5WH, you know, yeah, in school, that's great. You know, you got to think about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But here's the thing. You know, you don't have to know every detail. You really don't. Because by worrying about every detail, you're trying to control the outcome. And the comfort zone, as I always say, is not so comfortable, right? Because otherwise, why would we want to leave it? Nothing is yet set in stone is a beautiful energy to be in, actually, because it means anything is possible. Wouldn't you want anything to be possible? I mean, wouldn't you want miracles to come in? Wouldn't you want those blessings to come in? Would you really want to know those blessings before they happen? It would almost take away the beauty of the surprise or of that moment when it's revealed. Kind of like opening gifts, you know? Like, would you really want to peek at all your gifts? Would you really want to know exactly every little detail of what somebody's thought of for you? You know, they put all that effort and thought into preparing that gift. Well, it's like the universe. The universe is preparing you this gift. Even though you don't recognize that it's a gift, it really is. Because always remember that good luck is bad luck and bad luck is good luck, right? So sometimes you think something could be absolutely wonderful, and then you're like, oh, that really wasn't. Or something initially was not so great, and all of a sudden it turned out to be the biggest blessing of your life. You have no way of knowing until you actually encounter it. And that's why I say to you, allow things to unfold. Trust the process. As cheesy as that sounds, believe me, if you don't think that I kind of cringe to myself every time I say trust the process, let me tell you, okay, I've had to learn that lesson the hard way. but it has been the best lesson I have ever learned, and I am forever grateful. I don't think there's anything in my mind that could ever top that line or that lesson, because it's the process that has brought me everything that I have right now. It has. So you have to really look at your life, using the bigger picture method. We can't just think subjectively. We have to think objectively as to why things happen. Now, look at this. On Tuesday, we have expect powerful change. Absolutely. Okay. Now, eclipse energy is really interesting because October 14th, we are going to be experiencing a new eclipse season. And yeah, eclipses are unstable. They're shocking. Things are going to rock your world. And that's life. I think one of the things that's so difficult about the awakening process, or I call it the reawakening process, because I think we're born awakened, right? You have to remember that we're all born awakened. It's life that gets in the way. That's why we're on different timelines. We all have different soul contracts, and you have to recognize that life getting in the way is what actually shapes you, because all of a sudden you get to a point where things just absolutely come out of nowhere and make you listen. And sometimes we need that, right? So expect powerful change on Tuesday. You're going to have some shifts happening at you, coming at you is what I really want to say, or some things just kind of testing you, but that's okay. Again, you're ready for them. You're strong enough. You can handle this. Now, see, Wednesday, confidence is your key to success. Believe in yourself. Thursday, balance spirituality and practicality. Well, interestingly, that comes down to discernment. That is perception versus reality. Okay? So, I always say you marry potential, you divorce reality. Now, let's take a look at Friday. The energy is gaining momentum, exactly, because we're continually tested. And you may say, well, when is the testing going to stop? Well, here's the thing. You know when it's going to stop? When you surrender, when you let go, when you let God, when you let the universe take the wheel. And with that here, we have nothing will come of this situation. That doesn't mean nothing will happen. It means worrying will do absolutely nothing for your current situation. And look at this beautiful energy. On Sunday, a new romantic cycle begins. So understand that Libra energy here is all about relationships. And I think what we encountered with this full moon recently in Aries is that relationships are going to come to the forefront. Either you're going to notice relationships completely just busting up and ending for good reason, or you're going to see that something new and beautiful is going to evolve. And it all depends on your perspective, right? So let's take a sneak peek at the following week, and bam, there you go. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. I love that. That tells you, again, anything is possible. Nothing is yet set in stone. Great. Embrace it. Believe in the impossible. Amazing. Because again, anything can happen, and you should be excited about that and embrace that. It's amazing how we've been taught to always be so regimented. I've been talking about this a lot lately. Sorry, my cat is sitting on these papers over here. Is that, there's this energy of I have to have everything written down. I have to have all my notes taken, my agenda filled, Post-it notes everywhere. I've got to make sure everything is done. My checklist, everything, check, 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 check. You don't have to. Who says you have to? It's something that you have to learn to let go of. Now, let's take a look at the tarot for the upcoming week. And we have nothing is yet set in stone. Sorry, my kitty cat wants to get involved in this reading here today. And we have here, see, Ace of Pentacles, a tangible new beginning, a new start. Are you ready for it? This could be new home, new job, new relationship. It's an investment in you. I want to remind yourself how important self-love is. And I had a really important conversation actually with somebody this morning before filming this, where we talked about self-love, and they said, isn't it amazing how things shift when I focus on myself? My person treats me differently. Other people treat me differently. It's such a different vibe. And it's amazing because we think we have to overgive to everybody. And why do we overgive? We overgive because the underlying message is we want to be loved in return. And of course, we deserve love. But it's those expectations that are the root of all problems. Now, expect powerful change. All right, here we go. See, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a card of overgiving. She thinks about everybody else but herself. This is about leaning back and allowing yourself to receive. Now, another conversation I had recently with somebody that I think is really important to this is the definition of leaning back. Okay, because I think we can all play semantics, or we can all play word games and suit or make it suit what we're feeling, right? So leaning back does not mean let people walk all over you. Leaning back does not mean, I'm going to say nothing and just see what happens. Leaning back means we're going to trust the process and let things unfold. We're not going to chase everybody. We're not going to overgive to everybody. We're going to live our lives. And I think that's the thing about trusting the process, or in my opinion, the definition of trusting the process. Trusting the process is not waiting. I hear so many people say, okay, Kelly, I'm patiently waiting. To me, that's a contradiction. Because how can you be patiently waiting? Waiting means you're going, when? Kelly, what's the timeline? Kelly, do we know when that's going to happen? We can't possibly know. That's waiting, okay? Trusting the process means I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go do what I got to go do. You're either in it or you're not. You're either with me or you're not. It's like saying I'm going to do whatever I got to do, and those surprises and those gifts are going to arrive when I least expect it. Isn't it funny how when you least expect something, that's when you get surprised? I mean, let's go back to the idea of watching paint dry. Gee, that's fun. Have you ever done that? It feels like it takes forever. Or like watching a pot of boiling water when you want to make something and it feels like it's taking like such a long time. It's because you're focusing on when something is going to happen. And the truth is, you have no idea when. It's when the universe says. I always remind people the universe gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want. And who are we to say that it's got to be on this timeline? I said this in a reading this morning. I said, don't shit on anyone. I'm very much a believer of this. We have to stop putting expectations and shooting on people. So let's see. Confidence is your key to success. Confidence means I'm going to trust the process and I'm going to let it unfold. I know that everything's going to work out in my favor or for my best interest, right? So the universe doesn't give you anything you can't handle. So confidence is your key to success. Well, there's the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands says, yeah, I've been through battle. Yeah, it's been a really hard life, or it's been a really hard time. But that doesn't mean you ever give up. There's a real difference between giving up and surrendering. And I think so many people don't understand that you have to let go. You have to let yourself fall sometimes in order to get back up. And we often fight that last little step before we fall. And it doesn't help us. All it does is prolong the pain. So balance spirituality and practicality. See, look, there's the holding back. This is extremes of giving your time, love, or money. This is an all or nothing kind of vibe. And sometimes people are in that all or nothing. Well, it's my way or the highway. Well, this is what I want. Well, I'm sorry, you don't always get what you want. You get what you need. And I always talk about the married potential divorce reality, or unfortunately, I have to use the line, is the car in the driveway or is the car in the garage? You can have every sign and synchronicity in the world. And don't get me wrong, I get it. It's a beautiful, exciting feeling when you get those confirmations, because I get them all the time too. I still get them. But I smile at them and I say thank you. Sometimes I even laugh because, of course, the universe has a sense of humor, right? So understand that you can't always be all or nothing, okay? And you have to use discernment. You have to look at the reality of the situation. And the energy is gaining momentum. On Friday, we have Queen of Wands. Be confident. Yeah, let that energy come at you. Look at her. She does not give a care in the world about what's coming her way. She's just sitting there going, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah? Try me. Come at me. She's strong enough. Right? So in other words, be confident, strut your stuff, do what you got to do for you, and nothing will come of the situation. There's the energy again, strength, a lot of Leo energy there. Strength and courage, right? Nothing will come of the situation. Doesn't mean nothing will happen. It just means don't worry. Believe in yourself. In the traditional depiction of the strength card, there's this idea of putting the hand in the lion's mouth, which I don't recommend, obviously. But this is an energy that says she trusts the lion that it's not going to bite her hand. she's got the courage, she's got the strength to do it. Now, obviously in this depiction, the lion looks pretty happy and content. So, you know, this is all about having the strength and the courage to continue. Now, let's look at this new romantic cycle begins. Okay, this is Libra season that we're in. See, when does the new romantic cycle begin? People always ask me, Kelly, when is my soulmate coming in? When am I going to find love? Well, you're going to find that love when you focus on you. This is, again, back to self-love. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is feeling good in your own skin. This is self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. Why? Because that's Venus energy, pre-Empress. I mean, the Empress would be the Empress, obviously, birthing a whole new cycle and confidence and creativity. But this is what you would call pre-Empress energy. So feeling good in your own skin, doing something nice for yourself, buying something nice for yourself. When was the last time you did something nice for yourself? When was the last time you booked a massage? When was the last time you had a manicure, pedicure? When was the last time you bought tickets to a sporting event or to a concert that you really enjoy? When was the last time you did for you? Very important question. When you do those things for you, that's when the love comes in. So let's take a look at Believe in the Impossible here, the sneak peek. King of Wands. Now, I just want to make a point over here. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Look at that. Believe in the impossible. The King of Wands is such a beautiful energy. And the reason I say that is because it is strong. It's masculine energy. It is passionate, yet nurturing. So let me give you an example of what that means. I think people often confuse what is giving and what is nurturing. Giving is masculine energy, and it comes right down to biology of sperm and the egg, right? The sperm chases the egg does not chase the sperm. So giving and providing and doing is masculine energy. Nurturing is receiving. When we plant a garden, we nurture the seed. The fruit's not going to grow overnight. You can't go busting out the Miracle-Gro. You can't go get the wheelbarrow manure and think that in a day, all of a sudden you're going to have like, you know, a full garden or an abundant fruit tree, whatever it is. You have to recognize that there is a balance there of that masculine and feminine energy. And the King of Wands is that balance because, again, it's got the ability to move forward with masculine energy, but at the same time, nurture. And so this is nice. Believing in the impossible is having that balance. You know, I believe in that wholeheartedly. Okay, let's take a look at the Oracle cards here. Oh, and something popped over right away. Now, here's the thing. The Yarn card is about complications. When something is not set in stone, we take that as complicated because we say, why? Why is it like this? I need to know. I've got to figure this out. And I ask the question to people all the time. I ask, is it complicated because it's truly complicated or because you're making it complicated? And, you know, it's tough. It's tough to be self-aware and to recognize when we're doing that. So don't allow things to get complicated just because it's not going the way you want it to. Now, that Queen of Cups with the overgiving, there's the Scythe. You have to really rip that Band-Aid off and make those boundaries. And it's not easy because when you make boundaries, man, people come at you. They don't like it. They say you're the one with the attitude. They say, oh, the new Kelly. I remember when people used to say to me, oh, the new Kelly. And I'd be like, no, this is not the new Kelly per se, because I've always been this way. I've always been kind and generous, yes, but don't mistake my kindness for weakness. It's just now I'm really serious about it because I'm not taking that bullshittery anymore. So the question you have to ask yourself is, when are you ready to make yourself feel more free? To liberate yourself from everybody else's opinions and advice. You know, you got to be very careful when other people give you advice because they're coming to you from a place of bias or an expectation that they have of you, because they're not just going to wake up one morning and say, hey, you know, I'm going to stop asking her or him for favors today. I'm going to stop pushing their boundaries today. It doesn't work that way. So you have to ask yourself, when will you liberate yourself from everybody else's energy and live true to yourself? Okay, so on Wednesday, we have Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior. We know, been through battle. And you have to be very careful. I talked about this earlier, about that self-talk. Please don't tell yourself now is not the time. It's never the right time. Is it ever the right time to make boundaries? No. I don't know anybody who likes making boundaries. I don't know anybody who likes to make other people feel uncomfortable. Well, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that includes making boundaries. So let's look at Thursday. Four of Pentacles, extremes of giving your time, love, or money, and we have challenge the status quo. You want different, you got to do different, right? So if you're not using discernment, or you're in all or nothing energy and that's not working for you, then you got to find a way to do something different. And on Friday, the energy is gaining momentum, that Queen of Wands energy, that confidence. I mean, this could also be that your confidence is gaining momentum. Now you're getting stronger. Now you're not taking any shit from anybody. You're going to do exactly what you need to do, right? And with that, ooh, that card just dropped right out. See what I mean? Fox, self-interest. If something's not right and you know it, stay strong. Don't just go with it because you don't want to rock the boat, or you don't want to make any waves. So that strength and courage on Saturday. Listen, you're having a brand new beginning here. If you're open to it, if you're truly open to it and ready. I mean, listen, we can give all the excuses as to why it's not the time. I've got work, I've got this, I've got that. Oh, but what? And maybe I sound a little feisty today for a reason. And that full moon in Aries is very strong energy that says, hey, listen, I'm going to do first. I'm going to think later. I'm going to go make some moves because I know that I need to. And if you resonate with that, please let me know. But this is a time of major change in your life. Now, let's take a look at Sunday. 9 of Pentacles, feeling good in your own skin. See? Yes. 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 Start saying yes. Stop saying no. Say yes to you, right? And that sneak peek at the following week, King of Wands, calm, cool, collected. Yeah, you can be fiery. Yeah, go make some moves, but understand there's still a calmness there. It's like a powerful calm. You don't need to tell anybody. You know, I always say a lion doesn't have to say it's a lion. I mean, that's not my lion originally, but obviously, like, isn't that true? A lion doesn't have to say it's a lion. King of Wands doesn't have to go and tell everybody he's the King of Wands. You just know he's the King of Wands. You know what I mean? He doesn't go, I'm the best king of the entire world. You know, when someone does that, you know, when somebody comes up to you and they have that energy, you just go, pfft. Because why does somebody have to tell you? That's just projection, right? So you want to have that sort of calm, cool, collected confidence that just says, hey, I got this. And by the way, I know that you do, okay? I know that you've got this. So let's take a couple Power of Surrender cards just to see what you need to know here. What do you need to surrender or surrender to? Well, there you go. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So we talked about that with the Four of Pentacles, which is at extremes of giving your time, love, or money, right? You don't always have to be right. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Even nothing is yet set in stone. You don't have to say that it has to be this way or that way. Why? Why? Let people have their moment. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And that's okay. Nothing is yet set in stone. So let's see what else we need to surrender or surrender to. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. I mean, this is so in line with what we've been talking about today. And let's go for the third one here. Surrender to success. Oh, I can't even talk all of a sudden. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Exactly. Listen, if you're ascending and you're doing all the things that make you happy, amazing. If somebody's not happy for you or they begrudge you for that, that's their problem, not yours. Stop worrying what other people think, because you deserve to have that happiness and you deserve to have that success. So I really hope this reading resonates with you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate always your kindness and support. You know, a subscribe or a like is always appreciated. If you'd like to book a session with me, the link is in my bio. Thank you again so much, and I wish you the most amazing week.